husband is gone. Guess what? Now they come and talking about, hey, your husband owes us. We want our money back. You got to give it. You're going to take your kids. They're going to be our service. Guess what? But guess what? This woman had enough. She had enough of that. Guess what? She knew her husband had served the Lord. Let me tell you something. And she's going to go call on to the men of God. Because guess what? In the Bible, in the Old Testament, the prophet represented God on the earth. That meant that he was God's spokesman because he was anointed by God to tell the people whether they was good or bad, what was going to come. So she goes to this prophet by the name of Elisha. We can really talk about that boy's bad. That boy had a double portion. That boy was anointed. Let me tell you something. But we're gonna talk about this woman, and we're gonna tell you just because of what her husband did. Let me tell you something. He laid the foundation for his family, even though he was gone. But guess what happened? Because he had been dedicated to the Lord, God shows up for him. Let me tell you something. And this woman is about to get the miracle that she deserves. And God is going to show up for her in such a dramatic way, family. We're going to see how God works and how we can stand on God and God's promises. Let me tell you something. When you get into a situation, you get into a storm, you get into a situation, you got to know that you can call on God. Let me tell you something. The Bible declares that God will be with you in the fire, the floods, and the storm. You have to know that in adverse situations that God is going to be there in those situations, that he's not just going to have you out there. He's going to be in the situations that he's supposed to be in. He's not going to let you fall. He's not going to let you stumble. He's going to be there. So let's go to 2 Kings chapter 4. They come to take my kids. Woohoo! I was so pumped up. I got nuggets all day long. Let's go ahead on. Let's go to 2 Kings, New Living Translation. Here we go. One day, the widow of a member of the group of prophets came to Elisha and cried out. You heard it said? She cried out. Ooh, understand this, the power of crying. It says, one day, the widow of a member of the group of the prophets came to Elijah and cried out. Let me tell you something. They would come to take her babies from her. But she had enough sense to go to the men of God because the men of God represented God on earth.